Hey, good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all our listeners out there. This is old Buck Dale, and where's my buddy?
I am here right across the table from you. I am
Old Buck Dave
still
is right there.
Old Buck Dave. Here we are going out to our listeners around the planet.
Hey, I want to thank the few listeners we have for writing in and saying hello. It does our heart good knowing a few people got some chuckles. Of course, a lot of people we are referred to us as the Melatonin Brothers.
Melatonin Brothers.
So they could be playing it late at night and snoozing out before they even finish. But anyhow, if you're listening to the old Bucks, we definitely appreciate it, and I wish you guys all the best, all the old Bucks out there, and the Vixens and anybody around the world. So what's up, Dave? Anything happening with you lately since I seen you last?
Well, yeah, actually, we had another milestone here. My younger grandson had his first day in kindergarten.
Oh, there you go.
So, yeah, he was back. He was masked. They went in masked up, live school. So we FaceTimed with him after the first day. Well, first of all, his mom sent us a video that morning. Okay, getting ready to go to school. So he's standing in front of the front door of the house. And he's got this big fake smile. You could tell it's a fake smile. It's one of those where you're just
grinning,
you're gritting your teeth to grin. You know? And she says, "Are you excited about your first day of school?" Yes. And she says, "What are you most excited about? What are you really looking forward to?" And he just kept this fake grin. Okay. And then he started looking up at the sky. And he started looking at around. Like, okay, there's nothing he was looking forward to. He was a little apprehensive about it,
as he should be.
As he should be. Yeah, it was a new world for him. It was a new world, and his brother wasn't starting till the next day, so he was really on his own. New school. So anyway, he came back after the FaceTime this again after the first day of school, and of course, it was great. You know, he said, "Oh yeah, it was really great. You know, I met some new people."
Totally different guy.
The pressure was off. The pressure was off. You know, so we said, "Well, what did you like best about school?" And he said, I had a yummy lunch. He said it was really good, and I had 4 brain breaks.
What's that? I don't even get it.
A brain break. He's like, you know, where they didn't have to do anything. I guess they had a moment of relaxation, but he called it a brain break. Analogy. I thought that was good. So anyway, congratulations to the grandson Grayson, who's survived his first day.
I'm trying to think. I think one of the differences maybe between you and I going to kindergarten is that I have almost no recollection of that at all at this stage in life. Honestly, I can't even put a face on anything. But your grandson now, is going to have this video.
Oh yeah,
this permanent record of him looking at.
It's the permanent record. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's an interesting thought. If somebody records all of this stuff, it's like he might never be able to forget anything. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's like you could always be reminded of where you were all these stages of your life. And you think, man, oh days, you know, that's a lot of memories to try to cram into
a lot of memories.
And I'm kind of happy a lot of stuff just disappeared out of my brain. We'll see. We'll have to check on him when he was 18.
I guess that's the idea is some of that stuff just sloughs off, because otherwise there would be too much stuff to try to remember.
You cannot keep it all in. So anyway, I'm excited for you and I'm excited for him. There's always something exciting to watch. So you're lucky. Well done, Grandpap.
Well done. Yeah, it didn't have a whole lot to do with it. Moving right along. You did a nice book report last time for Killer Angels.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely gonna get that book. I'm curious as to see the different perspectives on the Civil War there in the Battle of Gettysburg. Anyway, I finished a book as well, believe it or not.
And why does that not surprise me? Well, because I stumble over the books when I stop over at the house anyhow, because you're an avid reader. What'd you pick this time?
This one was called Project Hail Mary.
Uh-huh.
And it's by Andy Weir. Now this is a guy who wrote The Martian.
Oh
which
yeah.
was made into that movie starring Matt Damon.
I read the book and saw the movie
You
several
read the
times on
book and
TV.
saw the movie. Okay.
Yeah, the book was excellent.
Okay, great. So here it's the same, it's a similar idea. It's a science fiction book. So the protagonist is, his name is Ryland Grace. Now he's a junior high science teacher, okay? And and it starts off, he wakes up from an induced coma and he's got temporary amnesia. He's in a spaceship going somewhere, and there are two corpses with him.
Mm.
All right, so that's how the book starts. That's a pretty good start. And then as his memory slowly comes back, he starts to remember who he is, and then he's on a mission to save the Earth from this microorganism that feeds on the sun's energy. Because it does this, it causes the Earth's temperature, the sun's temperature is going to go down, the Earth's temperature is going to slowly decline. They figure then 3, 4, 5 decades somewhere out there, life will cease to exist on the Earth. Certainly in 25 or 30 years, they're going to have big problems.
It sounds familiar.
So here's the junior high science teacher on a rescue mission to save the planet. He encounters one problem after another along the way. He solves all these quickly by using math and science. It's like putting out flash fires, man. There's so much stuff that's happening. So I mean, I have mixed feelings on the book. So if you're a science geek, you'll really like this aspect of the story. So, and I am a science geek, but I found it to be a little bit too repetitive. The solutions seem to be too easy, too obvious for him. I don't know. But the book also has a lot of flashbacks. So it starts building the backstory, and you understand, everything that had to happen up to this point and how he ended up, being the person on the ship. The most interesting aspect to me was he encountered another life form, and it's about how they learn to communicate, work with each other, understand each other, and problem solve together. So it was kind of an interesting book, but it's a very fast read. It's a bunch of pages, but it's a very fast read. So, I don't know. If I had to rate the book, I'd say 5 stars for the science lesson, 2 stars maybe for the credibility the backstory had, and maybe some superficiality that the writing has. So I'm going to say 3.5 stars overall.
And your reading experience, I think you mentioned sometime in the past, you have spoken to some authors, didn't you? The author of a book that you read.
Yeah, I have communicated with several authors over the years. Yeah.
Right. I know I remember you telling me that. Recently, we communicated with an author of a book that I didn't find all that, it wasn't all that interesting, but I was curious to speak to the author about the style that he chose to write, how he chose to write it. And after he explained some things, I said, why did you include it? He said, well, you really have to include that aspect of a book to make it exciting or something. And the logic that he had used to put this thing together. And this guy, he was technically a technical whiz. I mean, he made his solutions very plausible. I mean, like how in the Martian they grew potatoes or something like that. I mean, I believed it all. So if he did the same thing, I'm sure that you could get caught up in it. Sounds interesting.
I mean, yeah, I mean, to be fair, now this book has on Goodreads, it has a 4.55 stars. That's about as high a star rating as I've ever seen on Goodreads. So a lot of people are liking that book out there, liking it more than I did. So you decide. I think
I may pick it up. I might Kindle it.
I think yeah. Let me know what you think of it. We'll do
let me write that down. What'd you call that?
Project Hail Mary.
Okay.
Like like the football pass at the end of the game. That's their last chance to win, kind of thing. Yeah. So you read it and let me know whether it's buck-worthy.
Oh, I'm telling you, if you recommend it, I've read so many things we've both liked. So I will definitely check that one out. What else you been up to? What else is doing?
I got some video recommendations here.
Oh, okay. A story, a movie,
a series. Yeah, series.
Oh,
yeah,
series.
These are series. Yeah.
Yeah. You do have watched some series. Tell me. Tell me about the one you're talking about.
Okay. Now the first one I want to talk about is called Trapped. This takes place in Iceland. Well, we had to listen to it in Icelandic, whatever they call their language, and it was subtitled in English there. So it's about this small town on the north coast of Iceland. The police chief there is investigating a murder, a trunk of a body, like missing its appendages and its head is washed up. So he's got a murder here to try to figure out. And there's a ton of subplots here that take you down to various dead ends. And I think it's pretty well done. So
and you basically read this thing, right?
No. This is a video series on Amazon.
Yeah, but I mean, it was subtitled, so you were listening to it in Icelandic and reading it. You basically read this story.
Yeah,
with a picture.
Yeah, you're right. I read the story.
You're a hell of a guy. I'm telling you.
What was I thinking? What was I thinking?
That's right out of Das Boot.
Oh man, I would really recommend this. Great character actors. Now, the police chief was this big bear of a guy. He had relocated from Reykjavik, and there's some backstory there, and marital issues, and lots of stuff going on. Anyway, and his assistant is a female, and she's as big as he is. She's that small, and she scowls a lot. She's got just a great face. You just have to see her face. She's terrific. And she's married to this old pothead. All right, he looks like he's beat up. It's really cold there. You find out what's happens in an isolated town that's full of secrets. All these secrets start coming out. It's like a modern day.
When it's cold and dark and people are inside and
not much to do. Yeah.
There's always stuff going on. But tell me, you saw like 30 minutes this at a time, then you had to watch like 6 episodes to get the whole story, or sat through the whole thing in one go?
It's actually there were 2 seasons. So I thought at the end of the season, okay, it's all resolved. But then season 2 started, and there were some things that kind of linked back to what happened in season 1.
May I interrupt you just a second?
You may.
If you know anybody, any listener knows anybody in Iceland, please give them a call or WhatsApp and tell them about this story, because they're going to want to watch it. But I'm trying to think of me, sitting through that length of time, to see 2 seasons of it. I thought maybe I could sit through one.
Well, I didn't do it all in 1 day.
Episode.
Come on.
Because after work, I guess you probably.
Yeah, I get it after work. I don't have much to do. Yeah, just sit around. Yeah. 4.5 stars. 4.5 stars. All right. Yeah.
Oh my!
Jeez.
I don't mean to make fun of your story, but I'm telling you,
you are.
I probably wouldn't have that much patience to cope with reading that much. So, all of you folks out there, name of the story again, Dave, is called
Trapped.
TRAP.
Trapped, like trapped in it, like you're, yeah.
Okay, the story is Trapped on Netflix.
It's trapped in so many ways, and this town is trapped because the weather's so bad there.
So, and I read up. Dave gives it what? How many stars?
4.5 stars out of 5.
Ooh.
It's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
There you go, folks.
Yeah.
Say no. Old Buckdale says no more.
Yeah.
That are more than buck-worthy, and so they recommended. So we said, go ahead and try it. I myself I'll probably have to get cable.
Oh.
My rabbit ears.
They're not going to get that. No, they're not going to get that. Well, you come over to my house and watch it with me.
I know.
You can do that.
I know. Hey. I was looking forward to having a cup of coffee with you. I had something I wanted to tell you. I think I wanted to clarify something.
Yeah.
And maybe an episode back. I'm not sure when. But I did mention the word buckworthy.
Buckworthy, yeah, you did.
I want to clarify that to all our listeners. My interpretation of that is it's an idea or subject or something conversationally wise that I would consider bringing up to you over coffee that we share with the rest of the world. So something buckworthy is something that we either we're going to laugh about or we thought about and was so novel, so new, so clever that we deemed it worth conversation. So that's what it is when I say buckworthy. And speaking of buckworthy.
Speaking of that, yeah.
Well,
you have anything that's buckworthy for me?
This is buckworthy to all our serious listeners out there, pay attention to this. I was trying to organize some tickets, an airfare tickets,
Okay.
and I was using a Amazon tablet, which really doesn't have much memory in it at all. I think it's almost entirely Amazon because it wouldn't download the entire, application for the airfare. But anyhow, I was playing around with it and playing around with it, and I just set it down, and I came back, and the prices were higher. I said, "Oh my!" So I tried to book in again. I was unable to do it, and while I was trying to do this,
Let me guess. Go ahead.
I switched to another device,
Mm-hmm.
and we got back. This one was capable of downloading all the stuff. We got back to it, and guess what? The prices were lower.
They were dropped again. Isn't that amazing?
No.
So what did you learn from this?
I learned that I've been deceived all these years into thinking that I needed to panically buy the more expensive ticket for fear that it was going to go up again.
It was going to go away or go up again. Yeah.
Yes. So a word of warning to all the Buck listeners out there who do that. They apparently can read the your device's
URL or whatever.
Yeah, that thing. And once they do that, they know you're hungry for this ticket. They just bump it up, and if you bite on it, you're a fish on the hook. And then I can come right behind you and get the same ticket on another device, $30 cheaper. So
you are correct, sir. In fact,
I was a bit angry. I was a bit angry.
My wife and I discovered that one several years ago, and our practice now is, we'll look for tickets on her tablet, and when we find the one we want, then I'll go in on my computer and book them. And because if she goes in 4 times, the price is 15% higher every time.
Unbelievable. I was so, and if you knew that, I guess other people must know that by now too. But I mean, what a game it is for any foolhardy enough to think that you went back the second time and they raised it on and you buy it.
Hey, look at it this way. Now that it's on our podcast, there are at least 6 or 7 more people that know, right?
Our two Canadian
sort
friends,
of a revolution.
maybe,
yeah. So, everybody up there in Canada. I don't know if it works the same way up in Canada.
Well, I clearly thought that was Buckworthy, and I'm surprised that. And then when I mentioned that to you, you said, "Yeah, I was aware of that." And I'm thinking, anyhow, it's not something to then to brag about. You just play the game yourself. You think everybody is assuming you have this trick. And then I have another. This would be a bit of a rant that I think is Buckworthy. I am so angry with insurance companies. Car insurance companies who raise their rates up until you can't stand it anymore. Then you switch over thinking you're going to get a better rate. And you do for the first 1 or 2 payments. And then if you're not watching them, right back up to where you were or higher. What a game of, cat and mouse when it comes to insurance. And I said, just find one insurance company that said, I'll keep this rate for the life of the car. I mean, you'd think, wow, I'd be so loyal. Who keeps it?
Are you wearing your sandpaper underpants again here today?
I am telling you what's
boy,
the truth.
Oh boy, you are grouchy.
But that is true. That makes me angry that I have to even think about stuff like this. That's false trust in these people. It's a racket.
Yeah. Hey, I got a quasi rant if you're interested.
I'm interested.
It's not really, it's almost kind of a success story. Time will tell if it really is, but I switched mobile carriers this week after being with one carrier for 400 years.
Oh my soul. That was traumatic, wasn't it? I mean, was it
It was. I had holding my breath here as I did the switch. I saw an article, electronic article about looking at these discount carriers, and I thought, yeah, it's time. Take a look. So I went, contacted the one that they recommended, number one. I'm not going to give any names here.
Yeah.
But if people want to know, send an email into BUCKSTWOOLD@gmail.com.
And ask directly what it is.
Ask directly, yeah. So I contacted this potential new carrier, and it's pretty simple. It appeared. They said, first thing you have to do is get your phone unlocked by your present carrier, and here's what you do. Well, I had to contact the present carrier. I couldn't do it myself online. And they were very nice, and they said, okay, done. It's done. All you have to do.
They will do that then?
Oh, yeah, they'll do it. They have to do it. They have to
Okay.
unlock the phone if you request it.
Well, hold on. Let me, before you go any further, I have a phone someone gave me that's hooked to a carrier. I haven't attempted to unlock it yet. Can I ask the carrier to unlock this phone?
Yes, you can do that. Yes.
Okay. That's all.
And
I'll work on
apparently
that
different carriers have different procedures. Mine was pretty simple. The woman said, okay, it's unlocked, and I'll send you a link. This is the thing. This is what you have to do to complete the unlocking process. And when I looked at the link was, you take out the old chip and you put in the new chip. That's really, that was.
Okay.
So this is pretty simple. Okay. So I ordered, it was two phones. So I ordered the new chips from the new carrier, potential new carrier.
All online.
Yep.
Wow.
So I had to pay for a 3-month trial, which is fine. Chips came in the mail it was real straightforward, 3-step process, boom, boom, boom. So do you think it worked that way?
Oh, it's always something.
No, it didn't. It didn't. It wouldn't work. And finally, I had to call the new carrier. I got some fellow who spoke good English, but spoke really fast. I had to keep telling him, slow down. I'm old, man. Slow down. Ended up, we had to do a 3-way phone call with the old carrier. And he was real good about doing this. And it turns out they really had not completed the unlocking process.
Oh.
They just told me they did. So anyway, they got it unlocked, and after that, the fellow online with my new carrier did all the steps that I would have had to do. Boom, 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 and it works. So it's kind of a success story, I think. It was just minimal pain and suffering there. And time will tell whether it's going to work out or not. But I'm on a trial. I'm on a 3-month trial.
So is it a substantially cheaper?
Yeah, it's probably less than half. It's probably less than half. Yeah.
For the same quality phone or something?
Oh, I'm using the same phone. Phone. You know, just swap the chip out. Of course, I find, you don't pay attention to your bill. So, of our old bill, $30-some a month was insurance on our old phones. Okay. Now we're paying $30 a month. We've, for a couple of years now, we've paid for new phones, but I'm still staring at my old phone. So like, okay, we really didn't need that insurance forever.
And that's something.
So that was part of it. But
it makes me laugh because people hold on to that. People hold on to that phone. Like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Is it in my bag? Did I leave the house? I mean, like you really, really have it in your hand all the time. It's on the front of you all the time. It's in your purse or wherever it's at. Yeah. So
hey, and the new carrier's using the same towers he's using the old carrier's towers. So
you're still getting the same coverage. That's good.
Same coverage, yeah. Same coverage. No, they did say that I go so far in data and then my rate's going to slow down.
Oh. And
that's really for all of them. The other ones just kind of dance around that. This guy comes right out and says it. Use this much data, it's going to slow down.
When they said it was unlocked, I could just picture 2 old bucks like me and you sitting in the phone booth. And I say, hey, Dave, I just told this guy
you have a key. Where's your key? Yeah.
And we know it's not going to work. Here we go. Like, oh man, what a good time it is working this, on these
that was my semi-rant, quasi-rant. I think it's going to have a good ending.
Hey, this stuff is all serious Buckworthy stuff.
This is definitely Buckworthy.
People can relate to it. All the old bucks out there surely can relate to it. I had one question I was going to bring to the table today.
Okay.
That I wanted to ask you, and I took the trouble even to write this down.
Whoa.
And
I'm going to pay attention now.
All right.
You're staring at me. We're eye to eye here. You're opening up this wrinkled yellow piece of paper.
Yeah, watch. I'm going to be gesturing with my
Dear
hands.
Dave.
So you could, no. What do you do with all the small pieces of bath soap that are too hard to handle?
Whoa.
Those little pieces of soap, you got your little bar of Dove or something, and it gets down to where it's a bit too small to even.
It's kind of personal, isn't it? Come on.
Well, but I mean, I hate that. My wife likes to use those things, and they break off, and sometimes I'm thinking, wonder why this doesn't want to drain, and I find out all those little pieces are stuck in the, in the bottom of the tub or in the sink or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll tell you what I used to do. What I used to do is, because I'm a cheapskate, I guess, when it would get down to that sliver, I'd get the new bar out and I'd kind of weld them together, rub them together, weld them together.
That's one method. That's one method. So I'm thinking to myself, I'll ask you what you did with it, but
What did you do with it?
What did old Buck Dell do with it? That's your question.
OBD, yeah.
Yeah. I discovered that if you have the right kind of a soap, it has to be a reasonably soft soap. I use a soap cup, a shaving cup, and I put those little slivers in there and I kind of get them all packed down in my shaving cup. It works like a champ because I use a safety razor.
Okay.
I have to use a safety razor.
You're kind of a cheapskate too, then.
When you can't trim your eyeballs with a standard 3-bladed razors.
I hope you don't trim your eyeballs with anything.
Eyebrows.
Oh, eyebrows. Sorry.
So old Buck Dell says, if you have that,
I'm blind.
Yeah, just switch over to a safety razor. Get rid of the 5-blade job and your shaving cream. That's what I use them. Bought the whole kit. So there you go. Practical topics, buckworthy topics.
That's practically a big
listeners.
idea. I don't know. You get any? That's like a big idea, man. Write it down.
I did have a big idea.
Oh, you do? You have another big idea?
Well,
bring it on. Hey, bring it on, baby.
I was looking for someplace to out of the road to set up my little computer, which I don't usually keep on because mostly I just use a phone. And I said, man, I could use some cardboard furniture. Someone ought to invent that. Needless to say, someone did.
Someone did. That's true. That's true. That does exist. So that's kind of it's a good big idea. But
and I laughed. I said, "Oh my, look at this! $39. You can get a little desk made out of cardboard. If you're living on the fly or on the edge, they get you by." So, have you ever seen any of that stuff?
I mean, I've looked at pictures of it. It all looks pretty uncomfortable. It's all very, very angular. It's all flat surfaces. There's no.
Yeah, but still.
But you need a cheap desk or something like that. Yeah, that would work.
You're not going to be in a place long time. I just needed something to.
You have to fill the basin with sand, I guess. I don't know.
So one big idea was not so big before I even got done saying it. So there you go. Anything else on your mind? Any letters from afar? Any word on the street?
Well, we did get some more feedback on your aerator episode. We got some people felt sorry for you there.
These are people I assume that have experienced this the same trauma.
I think so. Yeah.
Over
I don't have the letter in front of me. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. I kind of scrambled.
They know who they are.
Yeah, they know who they are. Yeah.
They know who they are. So.
We got a couple new listeners. We had one, I wish I had the list in front of me here, but one was like Hatchet Handle Canada, something like that, man. I thought, wow, what goes on there?
Now,
I think that's somewhere in Nova Scotia.
I do hope that people are listening to Old Bucks through referrals and not just scanning down the list of podcasts and saying, wonder what that could be. Because let's face it, we're ahead of the curve on a lot of stuff, and I don't know, it's not word of mouth, it's just chance. You think? Nah, our listener, those guys must have heard about us in the street, at a truck stop or somewhere. Hey, we haven't heard from our Russian listeners for a while. Russia's still our number 2 country here, listenership-wise. I'd like to hear something from out there in Dos Vidonia land. I wonder if they can relate to some of our. What if they have aerator problems in Russia? What if it even means the same thing?
I don't know what to say, man. I'm puzzled. You know what I think we should say?
Perhaps they're interested in our accent.
I think we should say we're done. I think we're done today. I don't know.
All right. Well, then in that case, let's just throw the cups away and head on different directions. And this is Old Buck Dell saying, "Hey, see you later, Dave."
And this is Old Buck Dave saying, "Adios, Mr. Dell, and everybody else out there. Have a good one, folks. Bye-bye."